Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing how to calculate return on asset, and we have some decomposition of return on asset in different formulas. And if you understand the basic formula of return on asset, you can easily calculate the other two formulas as well. So this return on asset basically measures the profitability of a company based on the total assets. So to calculate return on asset, we need the information of net income of that company, and we get the return on asset by dividing net income by average total assets. So if in our questions we have net income and we have beginning total asset and ending total asset, we can easily calculate return on asset. Let's see in our example. So here for 2019 we have net income $820. So we have return on income $820, so we plug this value here. Now we need to calculate average total asset. So for average we need beginning and ending total asset. So in our example in 2019 there is the value for beginning asset and also for ending asset. So by summing up these two and dividing the value by 2, we get our average total asset. So based on this average total asset, we get return on asset by dividing net income by average total assets, and we have 16.12%. So but what if we have different values in our exam questions? So here we have all the information, but say if you don't have direct information of other things, or you have like say like there is profit margin for return on asset, or you are given asset turnover value, so you have to know the decomposition of return on asset. So how we can get the value from different formula? So for the base formula we can incorporate sales. So by dividing net income by sales we get profit margin, and if we plug sales and divide it by average total asset, we got asset turnover. So basically return on asset is like the multiplication of profit margin and asset turnover. So if we multiply these two value, we can get return on asset. So we have to be careful what information are given in the question. So if there is this value for sales and for total asset and net income, we can use our second formula. So if there is information for profit margin, for asset turnover, you can use the third formula. So whatever the information given to you, you can easily get your value by understanding this formula. So for profit margin, the formula is net income divided by sales. For asset turnover, sales divided by average total asset. Now let's see one by one. So for the first formula, we know our net income is 820 and we got average total assets, so this is our value. For the second part, we have incorporated sales. So now for the first part we know this is profit margin, the second part we know this is basically asset turnover. So for the sales we know revenue, net revenue is basically the sales, so we can use this value. So 6,214, this will be our sales value, and we already calculated average total assets. So we just insert that value here, and we have net income, we have sales. So now we can easily calculate return on asset. And for the third formula, as we already calculated the value with sales, we now have profit margin and we have asset turnover. So these three formula basically the same intuition, same like give you the same result for return on asset, but you need to understand the decomposition of return on asset, and you have to be careful what information is given in your exam questions. So once you understand this decomposition of return on asset, and you just carefully look at the examples, what information you have, and then it would be very easy for you to calculate return on asset for that company. And also be careful about the year because when you calculate average total asset, you have to be very careful to find out your beginning asset and ending asset. So I hope it helps you a lot, but still if you have any question, feel free to reach me at ISL 15228 at ttu.edu. Thank you all.